Well, obviously going to a very tough environment, tough place to play, playing against a really quality basketball team. Coach Blair's six-time Hall of Fame coach. Those kids will be well prepared. You know, I said it today at my luncheon, and those seniors are finally seniors. That's the number 2 recruiting class in the country that's finally going to be seniors. And so, very talented group, very special group. They've had a lot of success in their careers, and you know, I'm fully expecting a very tough environment for our kids Thursday night, and I'm excited to see us play in that environment. I'm excited to see how we go in there and compete, and I think we will. You know, I love my basketball team. I've got some great kids. They're very competitive. They have a tremendous competitive spirit. So hopeful that we can go in there and really compete and play a great ball game on Thursday night.
What is it like emotionally to, I guess, this game, how's it different than others whenever you're playing someone that you coached under? And also, it's a place that you were at for several years. What is it like going into that situation and playing a team like that, playing against a guy that was basically your mentor and all that?
Well, I think you're kidding yourself if you just say it's just another game. But I think you've got to get past all that, and you've got to go in there and get in your foxhole with your team, and you got to realize, hey, we're here to compete and try to win a basketball game, and just kind of try to shut out all the other distractions, if you will, or the other pieces to the puzzle. Certainly, a lot of respect for Coach Blair, and a lot of appreciation for the 15 years that I had with him, the lessons learned, but again, at the end of the day, I got to take my team in there now and go play a top 13 basketball team on the road in the SEC, and that's the piece. That's where we got to get to in all this. You know, we haven't talked to each other this week. He's getting his team ready. I'm getting mine ready, and so I'm excited about taking my team and going in there and competing against a really good veteran basketball team.
Did you hear the question that I asked Dom in terms of last season, winning the games that you're supposed to win, that being so important to your success in this season?
Yeah.
Pretty much doing the same thing. But now, on paper, some would say that Thursday's game, they're the favorite, despite the ranking. How that might be the next step for this program to win a game where maybe you're not supposed to win, to take that next step?
Sure. I mean, I have tremendous respect for that program and everything about that program, players, coaches, and so, again, those are some really good players. There's some McDonald's All-Americans on that team, and I'm very familiar with them, and they're hard to handle. You know, the two Courtneys are as good as any two-guard tandem in the country. Jordan Jones is as good a point guard as there is in the country. You know, Jennings is probably the glue player and the unsung hero on that team. When they've had some injuries, she plugs in and is the piece that kind of keeps them going. And so they're very similar to us, 6'7" and 6'5" on their team, athletic at the 4 spot, and basically the same size there unless they go big. And so I think there's a lot of similarities in our basketball team. So, but you're right, you know, you're going in there again against a veteran, savvy basketball team on the road. And, you know, they're very, very good at home, no question.
Talk about all the size, athleticism, and people who are great at all these different things. Dominique is someone that maybe you wouldn't rank at the top of any of those categories, but kind of seems to defy all of it. Anyway, what is it about her that she can be around people like this and still be one of the best players on the court?
I just think it's her competitive spirit. You know, there's not a tougher competitor in my mind than Dominique Dillingham. And I said this today. If she's not defensive player in our league, defensive player of the year, I don't know who is. She's taken 37 charges to date. She gets everybody's best player. She guarded, you know, the best one the other night. she gets everybody's best player every night, and plays her guts out. She plays 37 to 40 minutes a night, and so it's just her competitiveness and her will, period. I think that separates her. She's just a tremendous kid, and she's successful in the classroom. She's successful on the basketball court, and her mother and father did a tremendous job in raising her and establishing those values in her at an early age, and she's continued to embody those in college.
What's she like in practice?
Competitive, I mean, she brings that. I recruited her and Savannah Carter for their competitiveness, not their offense, because we were void of that when we got here, and so she brings that competitive nature and competitive spirit every day in practice, and it's something obviously that I can't do without. If we were to have a class conflict with her, I'm not practicing without her.
That would make her second on the team at Charter State. Morgan still leads with 38.
Yes. And Blair's got 27.
Blair's third.
Yeah.
So you hadn't talked to Coach Blair this week. Do you usually talk to him quite a bit during the week, or?
I would say we text. I text. We text every now and then, and we will talk every now and then. It's not unusual for us not to talk, but I know, for both of us, it's a real important game in the league. It's a big game in the league, and so we're both locked in. I was locked into 126 last night in the morning up here at the office. I'm sure he was locked in somewhere. We're trying to get our teams ready to play, so. It's just who we are and what we're about. So it's not unusual, though. No.
We mentioned at the luncheon how Sunday will be a needed open day for you.
Mm-hmm.
How do you give you a chance to maybe heal up some wounds
Mm-hmm.
and just collaborate on it a little bit more?
Well,
No matter how the Texas A&M.
right. Yeah. No. We've had 4 kids in boots now for a month, and we know Morgan's finally getting healthy. She's healing up, and she's getting her pep and her step back and getting that explosiveness back. So, Dom's played so many minutes. I know it, and I ask her all the time how she's feeling because I really want to know. But just allow us to kind of rejuice and rejuvenate a little bit. The thing you really worry about is your freshmen. Typically freshmen's high school careers are winding down right now. If they're not in the playoffs or making a deep run in the playoffs, their basketball season is fixing to be over. Every other year they've been playing basketball. Well, ours is just now going. We still got a month and a half, if we do our job. So those are the ones you really worry about hitting the wall. And for us, obviously, I got some freshmen that are playing some awfully big minutes for us. So my concern is for them as well. But my whole team, we've been in it to win it since basically December 30th when we played South Florida. We've been in the grind a bunch. We started on the road and not had an off day until February 14th. That's a long, hard grind.
Both of the players talked about having the opportunity to host here, and hopefully that'll happen, and using that as motivation. How do you want to try to use that as the proverbial carrot to maybe help fight through that tiredness and that just grind of a season that it's been, and maybe that'll be the added spark that'll carry you through a game or two?
Adam, I try not to talk about it. Well, I don't know if that's right or wrong. I just worry about the next game. I think the rest of it will take care of itself. All we can control is ourselves and the next opponent. I don't even know who we play after our open date. I have no idea. I just know A&M's on our schedule, and I got to try to beat A&M on Thursday night on the road, and I know about our open date because it's the only one I got all year, and so I've known that for a long time, and I've had to work and coach and plan knowing that it was going to be this long into the year. So, I try, and I just think let's control each game that we play. The rest will take care of itself. you know what, I'm sure our kids know, but at the end of the day, it's not something that I'm really harping on because, you know, you don't want it to become a point where, well, you might get upset once or twice and now all of a sudden you can't reach that goal and now you're hanging your head and now that turns and snowballs into something worse. So, you know, we just can talk about the things we can control and that's one game at a time. That's all I've done is just tried to look at one game. Hey, who'd we play before Arkansas? Tennessee? For some reason, I thought after Tennessee we were going to LSU. I mean, I don't have any idea who we're playing, you know, other than the next game up. So that's just kind of how I've tried to do it all my career.
Any other questions? All right, thank you, Coach.
All right. Praise the Lord and go Dogs.
Thank you.